We don't get this chance very often to interview somebody that actually went to the school system, was in the California schools. It's starting to come clear to me why so many people from California are choosing the Carolinas, and especially North Carolina.
What an absolutely beautiful place. Multi-million-dollar homes as far as the eye can see.
Here we are again, Terry, on this amazing journey.
Where are we today?
We are in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Very good, David. Very good.
I'm cheating. I am cheating.
Looking at your phone?
Yeah, I mean, I'm cheating. And I know that Terry could rattle this off. And today we are with Yvonne Howder. And she's a realtor. She's been here, for about 16 years?
16 years from California.
From California? From Placerville?
Placerville, California.
And in the Sacramento area?
Yeah, Sacramento.
Tell us what it's like and how it contrasts with California.
You know what? I loved it. I grew up in Sacramento, Placerville, and then Sacramento. Mm-hmm. And what I love about it is I can get to the mountains.
Yeah,
and I can get to the coast. So you can be in Asheville in 2 hours. You can be at the coast in 3.5. So you could be at Myrtle Beach. You could be in Wilmington. You could be in Savannah in 4 hours. You could be in Atlanta 4 hours. Mm-hmm. Virginia 2 hours.
Well, you know, it's funny because Terry and I have been doing the podcast and doing the shows of all these different cities. And, you know, Terry has worked so hard to find realtors like Avon. And you know, I could kind of sense that they were amazing. But then meeting these realtors that Terry Gilliam has hand-selected and, you know, and coming and meeting them in person and just feeling their passion about their cities and how excited they get when they talk about their cities. That's one of the coolest things. They get so excited that they get to share where they live and where they help people move to.
Matthews is kind of a suburb of Charlotte. And it's just living. The schools are good. It was kind of more country, you know, a little bit more rich if you go beyond 485. And then we have, you know, Noda, which is just up the highway a little bit. And that's kind of more urban-y, artsy, fun, funky districts. And then you've got University area where UNC Charlotte is. It's really university, kind of youth-driven area. Then you've got South End, which is kind of the upcoming breweries, the higher density living. You've got all that going on. And then, of course, the north area is a little bit more lakey driven. But man, Charlotte has, in the city, in the heart of the 277, we have what are called wards. So you got first, second, and third, and fourth ward. And each of those...
It's kind of like Louisiana?
Yeah, it's kind of set up the same way.
Yeah.
So we have kind of the sport district, the government district, the art district, and the historic district, which is kind of fun.
And so Yvonne also has her son, who is also a realtor, which I just learned. And so we don't get this chance very often to interview somebody that actually went to the school system, was in the California schools. Maybe you could share a little bit about what that experience was like when you're in California schools, now all of a sudden you're living here.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, the school system for me was, you know, very similar as far as education based. You know, we had great teachers out here, had awesome school systems. But really the biggest thing for me was just kind of just the change, you know, especially when I moved here, you know, it was a lot different than it looks today. We've grown tremendously, you know, in the last 12 years. And, you know, just seeing that go from, you know, you're driving by all these farms, now it's just subdivisions and all these different things. So I think the culture shock was a little different for me at first because, you know, I went from being in the bigger city to now I'm around here and there's all these trees and I guess I'll go dirt bike in the backyard and different things and seeing that shift. But
what would you tell them about leaving a state and coming all the way across the country to here? And maybe you're speaking to a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old or a freshman in high school and they're scared. They don't know.
Oh, totally.
What would you say to them?
Just keep an open mind. You know, definitely come here with the experience ready to grow. You know, you're gonna have a whole new world opened up. There's lots of different things you're gonna be experiencing that you know you wouldn't have out there.
top of this actually was a high school.
Yeah.
This used to be a high school. So Yvonne said that I should stay for a week, but I don't think you could see everything in a week.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Disney World.
Yeah.
Can't see it all.
It just keeps coming and coming and going. So, but anyway, this is an amazing city, and I can see now it's starting to come clear to me why so many people from California are choosing the Carolinas, and especially North Carolina.
First, we'll kind of go through what halfbacks are. A lot of people come from the north, and they go all the way to Florida, and they realize Florida's maybe a little bit too hot, a little bit too humid, so they come back halfway, which we call them the halfbacks.
I had never heard that term before, but it sure does make a lot of sense.
I was back in California for college myself and ended up coming back home. And really it's just because of the opportunity and the growth that's around in this area. We have 25 colleges and universities throughout this Charlotte metro. So a lot of people are getting out of school and looking where that next step is.
Yeah.
And the jobs they're finding right here at home.
Sure. Yeah.
That there's plenty of job opportunities, places for growth. Like she said, there are some parts of Charlotte that are a little higher price point. Well, definitely harder if you're not established, get into those.
Yeah.
But on those outskirts, you start getting into Kannapolis, Concord, Gaston County and things like that. It's different areas that are really revamping and growing.
Yeah.
And you can kind of still get in at a lower price point and find a beautiful home.
And Terry, I think I have a new saying for our members.
All right, I want to hear it.
Yeah, this doesn't suck.
This doesn't suck.
This doesn't suck.
Most of my adult life on a map and never been to Lake Norman. What an absolutely beautiful place. Multi-million-dollar homes as far as the eye can see. How many miles of shoreline?
520.
520.
Miles of shoreline. And for those of you in California, I used to houseboat on Lake Shasta, which is just over 300 miles of lakefront, water shoreline, and I thought that was the end of the world. I can't imagine 200 more miles of shoreline that Lake Norman has.
Our deepest area is 150 feet.
150. And we were joking around a little bit, Yvonne, when we got out of the car, and we were kind of playing around a little bit, and we said, how do people live like this? I mean, we really feel bad, but people, I guess they have to, right? They have to live here. So maybe you could describe what it would be like to live in this area.
Oh my gosh, this area, you've got everything from kayakers, paddleboard, wakeboarding, wake surfing. I mean, everything. We got sailboats, we got sail clubs, we've got even like boat clubs where you can actually just be a member of a boat club.
Right.
Hop on and don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You don't have to take care of your boat. You can almost be on the lake, I would say 10 months of the year.
Wow, that's fantastic.
10 months.
We were in Greenville yesterday, Terry, and I told you yesterday that Greenville was my number 2, right behind Myrtle Beach. But I think somebody just moved up to number 2 for me.
Norman, huh?
Well, yeah.
North Charlotte.
Charlotte moved up to number 2 position for me. And we're not even done yet. We're just getting started.
Come check it out. Come to the area. Don't just take our video and say maybe we should buy there. No, come spend a day with Yvonne and Zach and tour around, see what we're seeing. It's so different when you actually come to visit and get a feel for the flavor of what there is. I'm telling you, as far as we've driven for miles and miles and just seen beautiful homes and beautiful neighborhoods.
And the one thing that we always talk about, one of our taglines for leading California groups is all of them always say, we wish we would have done it sooner. They always say that. Yeah. So we have a new one now. We have, I wish I would have done it sooner, and this doesn't suck.
Sorry.
So I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you guys for listening and following along this Freedom Tour. It's been amazing. Hopefully you're getting educated on what it's like to be in the South, and we will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.